Welcome to Just Minding My Business Media. I'm happy that you joined us today. I am so excited to bring to you this day Kevin Roy, who is the CEO and co founder of GreenBanana SEO, which is a digital marketing agency born from a radical idea of performance based SEO that guarantees page one Google rate rankings or clients don't pay. Wow, that's a big claim there. With over 20 years of experience across various industries such as finance, biotech, retail, and manufacturing, Kevin has a proven track record of helping companies grow, improve customer experience, and boost profits through effective marketing strategies. Wow. Welcome, Kevin.
Thank you for having me. I really
Thank
appreciate it.
you for taking time out because this is always, the top number one issue with people really don't understand SEO. That's pretty much the real issue. So, can we just talk about it and define it for folks?
Sure, I'm happy to help. So pre-AI, SEO was about getting your site ranking on page one in Google or Bing. It's primarily Google because that's where 90% of the traffic was coming from. And the secret to ranking on page one, it's the same secret to ranking in AI, is relevance. Google's job is to return the most relevant page for the keyword phrase that you're typing in. So if you Google basketball, Wikipedia is usually number one or number two, right next to the NBA, and that Wikipedia page, is relevant to the keyword phrase basketball, and there are links pointing to it that are relevant to basketball. So that's essentially the secret to it.
Okay. So now we now have AI, and everybody has noticed the difference. Now instead of seeing a bunch of websites, you now see something that looks like Chat GPT, Perplexity, Gemini,
Mhm.
one of those.
Mhm.
So, how do you get ranked in these different AI platforms?
Sure. So the reason that I think it'd be good to talk about the reason that it's important. So Bain put out an article about, it was like late June, that based on their research, they found that 60% of Google searches are now zero-click searches, which means that people aren't clicking into your website; they're getting the answer in that little snippet in AI, and they're also getting the same thing from ChatGPT or Perplexity, Sonar, Grok, whatever model that they're using. Um, the Thankfully, if you're optimized well, you've got 90% of the work done. So if your site is relevant to the keyword phrase that you're trying to rank, or your page is relevant, and you have high quality links that are also relevant pointing to that page, the most of the heavy lifting is done. Some of the things to rank, we found that help rank in the language models, are adding advanced schema to your pages, and putting like FAQs inside the schema. The reason that FAQs work really well is because chat, or Gemini, I'll just say chat now because there's so many different models, are asking you a question, and they're looking for a short snippet of an answer. So we put FAQs in the schema. The reason we put it in the schema is because we found that the language models are accessing that faster, so they know exactly where to look in the code. They don't have to like rip through all the other code on the site. So that is a big help. Another thing that is really helpful are reviews. Having a keyword phrase in a review, or having a location in a review, will help, because these models are looking for other sources or people talking about you, to build a holistic story about your company. We all know it's really hard to get a review, and it's even harder to get a keyword phrase that you want in the review. However, most review platforms, Google especially, has the ability to respond to reviews. To the best of my knowledge, Google does not see the difference, or chat doesn't see the difference between a review and a response, so they're waiting. So you can always say, hey, Kevin, I'm really glad you had the best pepperoni pizza slice in Boston. Thanks for coming. It sounds corny, but it works really well. I always tell people, like, do you want to be corny or do you want to make money? And they usually err on, okay,
Yeah, okay. Yeah, because I do have a testimonial page on Google, but now that Chat GPT is in play, it's you've got to do your SEO a whole lot differently. And you've just explained that
yeah.
for sure. So what exactly is LLM SEO? What is that?
So LLMs are the large language models. That's the technology that built these answer engines. So one of my favorite quotes is that answer engines were the LLMs were built by linguists, not developers. Right? So it is highly language based, and to I think, yeah, and I mentioned this before, that ranking in these language models, what's really helpful is if you're giving them bite-sized pieces of information so that they can access them easily, and put them in their models when they're looking for questions and answers. If you don't know how to build schema, well, you can ask ChatGPT how to build schema. But if you're intimidated by that, FAQs on your page are going to work really well. Putting a little executive summary on the top of your page with bite-sized information is going to help rank, because they're in the language models, they're going to access that stuff quicker.
Yes. Now you already know for a lot of businesses, that is walk, walk, walk.
Right.
To say the least. So how does your company help people get their SEO, companies get their SEO right?
So, well, the first thing to determine, like, if your SEO is right, is really simply do a search. Like, what you do and where you do it. Are you popping up in Google for this? Are you popping up in the language models for it? That's who's got the best pizza in Boston? Are you ranking for that, or are you not ranking for that? So that you want to start there. So then you have a place that you can start to measure. You can't measure it, you can't improve. Once you know the keyword phrases that you want to rank for, then you start to create relevance around that keyword phrase. So if I'm trying to rank for peanut butter and jelly sandwich, I need to have a page on my site that's all about the peanut butter and jelly sandwich. And what helps that are pages. So you want to have content that is a complete story about the peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Then it really helps if you have pages that will support that. So a page about peanut butter, a page about bread, a page about jelly. Under the jelly page, a page about strawberry. And you link those together. That's exactly how Wikipedia ranks for every noun or adjective. They are building a complete story. Like the Wikipedia basketball page has a link to, it's probably Michael Jordan or LeBron James. And then you click on the Michael Jordan page and it will say, here's the mayor of, here's the town that he grew up in. You click that page and say, here's the current mayor of the town that he grew up in, right? So it's creating that story that goes and supports ultimately gives you the ultimate story on basketball.
Okay. Okay. Well, that was definitely simplified for sure. So how did Green Banana become the SEO agency platform that's recommended?
Well, so we started doing SEO just like everybody was doing. When I started our agency, we were building websites, we were doing Google ads, we were doing a little bit of SEO. I got super obsessed, 15 years ago with SEO, and I had to figure out how to get it to rank. We came up with the pay for performance model because I was in a meeting, this boardroom meeting with um, people that we had been doing SEO for. I had spent all night, like I didn't sleep all night. I put this beautiful, what I thought was a beautiful presentation together, made all these copies of it, handed them out at the meeting, and the CEO looked at me and said, "What are we paying you for again?" I'm like, "Oh my God, they didn't even read my presentation." So I was like, you know what? How about this? If I rank you on page one for these keyword phrases, pay me. If I don't rank you, don't pay me, but I'm not writing any of these documents. I'm like, great, let's do it. So that's, that kind of started the whole thing, because it took the mystery out of SEO. So we still have to do proper SEO to get things to rank. We don't guarantee you we can get you on page one. We just guarantee that if we got you ranked, you pay us what we negotiated beforehand. If we don't rank, you don't pay us. If someone says, "Hey, Kevin, we need to get ranked, for tennis sneaker on, by the end of the week," I'm like, "Great, we have a Google AdWords program. I can get you on page one with Google AdWords for that right away." So, that's kind of how we structured our model.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, because most people don't read the proposals, you know that. And just by you saying that one little phrase,
Yeah.
it's like, okay, that sounds good to me. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, and it's hard to think, like, unless you're living in it, when an SEO person is talking to you about late semantic indexing or funnel pages or advanced schema or markup language or link stacking, you have no idea. Like they can just be making stuff up.
Yeah.
Like I know it's important, but then a lot of SEOs will say, which ones are you going to pick? You're left to decide. Do I do link building or the schema thing? Right. So
Right.
it forces you to be an expert in those areas, but rather than having to worry about it, you just say, all right, I'm going to go with the people that are going to get me ranked. They're going to use what it takes
Yeah.
to get ranked. That's all I have to worry
Because most 90% of most companies don't understand SEO. And now that it's changed, they really don't understand it.
about. Yeah. It's changing. It's changing every minute, unfortunately.
Yes, that's for sure. That is for sure.
Yeah.
Because like you, I was really getting into the SEO thing
Yeah.
for my website. And now that AI is sort of in control, you might as well say, I've got to rethink, I've got to re-educate myself
Right.
because of that.
Yeah.
So, and most companies, they just don't have the time, or because I have a computer background,
Yeah.
that kind of puts me in a special place, so to speak.
Right. Right. Sure does. Yeah. Yeah. You're right. A lot of people don't have the time, so you bring in an expert. I mean, like we don't change our own. We can change our oil if we wanted to, but we don't need this.
Yeah, absolutely. And even with the skill sets I have, I do find myself up till 2 o'clock in the morning
Hmm.
reading and doing, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's
Because
because you're passionate about it, though. You like it. So
yeah,
yeah. Yeah.
yeah, that's important because I
Yeah.
look at a website as my store
Yeah.
and how
No.
most people should be looking at it.
Sure.
And you want your store to be found.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
just that simple. So let's talk a little bit first. How do companies connect with you to get the support? Let's go there first.
So I mean, they can go to GreenBanana SEO, or they can, if you Google "I just met Kevin," I rank page one, number one for that. I do not. If you say to chat, "I just met Kevin," they're going to say, "Who cares?" Right? So it's a different search, but the Boolean search, "I just met Kevin," we rank page one,
Oh,
number one for that. That'll take you to my
oh,
contact
okay.
information.
Okay. Good, 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 good. So now pay for performance SEO in the AI era. What is it? How's it work?
That
Does
is
it
a
work?
great question. So it it does not work with AI. Just putting it out there, because it's very hard to see what you're seeing on your computer as a result in chat as I am. They're not sharing that data. We do have data that says how many times you're mentioned, but it is very disparate. So we have different tools that will say you're mentioned in this, but with traditional pay for performance SEO, you say best pizza in Boston. If you are on page one, you're paying for that. I can't see if you're using Chat, Gemini, Claude, Perplexity, Sonar, Grok, and you're saying, where do I find the best pizza in Boston? And I can't see your rankings. I can see if you're being mentioned in it, but not your rankings. So the AI portion of it, it's next to impossible to do page one. You don't pay because there is no page.
Okay.
So
So don't waste your
that's a little
money.
bit of a pickle, right? Yeah,
Yeah. Okay. Because I was wondering about that. When I saw that, I was like, how does that even work? Or if it
yeah,
even does work?
yeah. In those, so while there are some great tools that do tell you how many times you're being cited or mentioned in these different models, um, the uh, the one way to figure out if people are coming to your site is Google Analytics or GA4 will tell you if someone clicked on a link from chat and went to your site. But if you go back to the beginning of this discussion, 60% of searches are zero click. So people are getting that answer. It's just 40% of the people might be clicking on something that got mentioned in chat and coming. It's very powerful to show. We have a tool that shows our clients, hey, here's how many clicks you got from ChatGPT. And that's super cool, but it's hard to say, I got mentioned in chat, someone remembered the name of the company, went to the site directly, or called the number.
Everything is that's just so much more difficult now.
Yeah, with the advancements in AI and things rapidly moving, it's probably, in two
Yeah.
months, 3 months, this might be it.
Yeah. It's just like it's a whole new language. It's like
Right.
I mean, I took like the programming languages back in the day. This is pretty much the same thing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Right.
So, and it's always evolving.
It is.
It's like it's not slowing down. Once you get one thing down, it's like something else has
Yeah,
arrived.
yeah. It is amazing the things that are changing so rapidly. And, I
Yes,
mean,
it is. It
yeah,
definitely keeps
yeah,
you on your toes.
yeah. It sure does.
Okay, so all right, so let's talk a little bit about training AI. I know you kind of alluded to some things that need to be done, but can we dig a little bit deeper and what's the most important signals or assets to focus on when you're trying to
To
train AI?
to if you're training your AI, so uh, I use ChatGPT. If you're using something like Gemini, I think they're really comparable. But you you want to start by picking a model. I think that you should be using. I think it's not bad to go back and forth, but I spend most of my time on ChatGPT. If you're doing that and you're constantly giving it feedback, you're training that model to do it. If you use something like if you upgrade to like ChatGPT Plus, they have an agentic model, um, and it's called Pulse, right? And so you can basically take an agent and you can connect it to your um, Google Docs. You can connect it to your calendar. You can connect it to your email, and then you can say, "Hey, how many more meetings do I have coming in next week, or what should I be paying attention to this week?" So that you can, and then say, "You know what? I don't care about this. Stop sending me stuff about that topic," and it will remember. So that's how you're training it, is basically educating it on a consistent basis, and then the model just starts to adapt to what you're looking
Okay, so when you're doing this training, how secure is your information?
for.
Can
That's
you
a great question. I don't. So Chad got in trouble a while back because they were posting everything publicly, um, and then they pulled it back in. But I I think personally, if you're typing it in on your phone, assume that other people are seeing
That's my thought.
it.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
Even if they say it's not going to happen, it's going to happen.
Right, right. We all know that if you have um, the Facebook app on your phone and you keep talking about mattresses, you're going to see mattresses. You didn't type
Yeah,
that in Facebook; they heard you. Took that
you're
as keyword
absolutely
and
right.
stuff it in there. Right.
You're so right. Because I mean, I could be searching for something, and then go to my email, and some the same thing I was searching on, sort of pops up.
Yeah.
And
It's
it took
amazing.
me a minute because every time I would go to my Gmail account, all these ads was popping up. It was horrible. So I
Right.
finally figured out how to make that stop.
Yeah. Yeah. It's behavioral advertising.
Yes, so they paying attention to everything you talking about online. eh, what you looking for, what you searching for. It's
They know
oh,
what you like. They know what your friends like.
yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah. It's incredible. Yeah.
Everything. Wow. This has been amazing. So again, how do companies work with you?
You just go to the GreenBanana website, and we have a team of people here that we while we do SEO, we run paid media, programmatic. Those annoying Facebook ads that we talked about, we do those for clients. I like to say that we're platform agnostic, so we're not trying to keep someone on a specific platform. Our job is to help our clients return money on their ad spend. That
Yeah.
that our success is their success. So you just go to Green Banana and someone will be happy.
Yes, yes, yes. So yeah, definitely, ladies and gentlemen, you definitely want to do that because SEO has gotten way more complicated than it needs to be now. And we all need help with that because if you have a website, you want to be seen. And there's hundreds and thousands of websites out there, and you don't want to be a best kept secret.
Correct.
For sure. So, if a business owner listening right now, what's the one thing they should do this week to improve their visibility in an AI driven search?
So, well, I would say so. Two things. So, number one, if you're not using an AI, do it. It's not going away, and you don't even have to use it for your business. Use ChatGPT personally to ask it for recipes, or take a picture of your house and say, "Hey, change my house to this color," and just start having fun with it. And it will start. You'll really start appreciating what these models can do, and then you'll start to make connections on. You know what? Here's a repetitive task that I'm doing every day. Maybe I could get Chat to do this for me. Um, if you want to rank for it, get reviews. Reviews are really important. Um, and the simplest thing that you can do is add FAQs to your site. Add like that are relevant. So remember my peanut butter and jelly analogy. If take a page that is relevant to a specific keyword phrase, read an FAQ that is relevant to that. And where can you get a good FAQ? AI can write it for
Okay. Yes, I love AI. Anytime I need to
you.
sit down and write something, it goes straight to AI. And then what
It
I
is
do
amazing.
is edit it and make it my voice.
Yeah, and I think that's a really important thing to mention too. Is if you listen to all the um, the AI companies, and Google has an entire like learning section on this. Is they talk about the human in the loop. So there really needs to be a human touch. So you know that you're not taking something from chat and just blindly cutting and pasting it and sticking it up. Right, that's not your voice. You're using AI to just make it easier for you, and then you're going to interject your voice into it and make sure that what chat is saying is actually accurate.
Yes, absolutely. Because a lot of people, I get reviews all the time.
Right.
And at first, I was going to try to use AI to help me out with that, but it was horrible
Mhm.
because it wasn't my voice.
Yeah.
Everybody that I interview is different.
Right.
I felt a different way about each person.
Right.
So I had to quickly scrap that and just sit there and type it out myself.
Yeah, yeah, but that's personal. That's a human touch, and I don't think that's going to go away. I think
I
AI is
don't
going to
think
take a
so
lot of
either.
things that will.
I don't think so either. There's nothing like that human interaction.
I agree.
And what I'm noticing, like a lot of like, for example, the pizza companies like Domino's, all of them, they're
Mhm.
using AI to answer the phones now.
Yeah, yeah,
Horrible, horrible, and more horrible experience.
yeah. I understand why they're doing that. I don't love that at all.
No, and that's the thing, you know, you have to pay attention to your customers.
Mhm.
To me, they rule.
Oh,
And
absolutely.
if they don't like it, then you have to let it go.
Right.
It's just that simple. But they still pushing it because every time AI calls my house, they get Mr. Click every time.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Exactly. They'll figure it out, right?
Yeah, they'll figure it out because I am not
Yeah.
talking to a machine. I'm
No,
just not doing it. But
no.
anyway, it has been a fabulous conversation with you,
Yeah, this has been
Kevin.
really enjoyable. Thank you.
Yes, indeed. And again, how do my listeners and viewers connect with you?
You go to greenbanana SEO.com or Google I just met Kevin.
Yes. Are you on LinkedIn by any chance?
I am on LinkedIn.
Okay, good. Because I swear I like to connect.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so I will definitely connect with you on LinkedIn
Excellent.
because I definitely gonna have some more questions because I'm still working on the SEO AI era.
I'm happy to help. This has been a pleasure.
Yeah, so thank you so much. And audience, thank you as well. We appreciate you too.